welcome back to my channel YouTube. So in this video I am going to be answering some of the questions that you asked me on an Instagram post. This Instagram post, if you remember correctly, if you didn't see that post and you didn't answer the question, I'm sorry, but follow me on Instagram. My username is @_LaurenFitness. That's how the whole fitness thing kind of originated for me. It started on Instagram, then it led to YouTube, so here I am. Anyway, so gonna be answering questions, but I'm going to answer them as I walk because I think it's quite a productive way to spend my normal walk. So as you guys know, it's peak week for me at the moment, so I'm still hitting my 10,000 steps. Gonna get answering these questions, gonna try keep the answers as concise as possible so I don't bore you. If you have any extra questions, comment them below and I will bear them in mind for a Q&A in the future. So let's hit it. In case you're wondering why on earth I have my headphones on, it's because it's freezing out here and I need to keep my ears warm. So I'm gonna just get to the questions. If you got over or under on your macros one day, do you carry it to the next day or do you just simply forget about it? So when I'm on prep, I carry it over to the next day, but it's something that I really try and avoid because in the past I've had stages where I have literally just been covering it over and over and over and over and over for so many days, and then it's just like you get really frustrated and it just becomes kind of one of those annoying things where you're just constantly going over your macros, then compensating it for the next day and things like that. And I know some people are gonna from this be like, would you then do extra cardio to compensate? No, I would never do that, ever ever ever. Firstly, because it's inaccurate. You can never truly calculate the exact amount of calories that you're burning, and secondly because it just creates a really negative cycle with food. So when I'm off prep and say I went over my macros, to be honest, unless I had like a photo shoot or something really important coming up, then I would just forget about it and move on and just try again the next day, because every single day is a day when you can make improvements and improve upon the day before. Question from a girl whose Instagram is really good. Her username is The Fitness Equation. She asked kind of what are the costs of being a bikini athlete, and I'm gonna tell you this now, a lot. The bikinis cost about 400 to some of them go up to over $1,000, so they're very expensive. And then obviously the heels, the coaching, the posing, it all accumulates to a very high amount of money. I'm fortunate enough to have a bikini sponsor and that saves me a lot of money, and I work with Shredded by Science on a collaboration basis, so we bounce off each other. They obviously do my coaching and then in return I do a lot of social media promotion for them, and I help just spread their message because so many people find out about Shredded through Science through me. So that's basically what I'm doing for them, and it's really valuable to them, and they tell me that it's valuable to them and that they've got a lot of customers and clients through me. So while we're talking about Shredded by Science, I'll just tell you what they are. So they're basically a company which educate personal trainers, because if any of you have done your personal training qualification, you'll know that it is not very good and it does not go into depth. It doesn't teach you about business, marketing, doesn't teach you about how to kind of interact well with clients in order to get them results. Like, I've done the qualification myself and it's not good, and Shredded by Science are going to go down the route of hopefully trying to take on Reps one day, because anyone who doesn't know, Reps is the company that kind of dish out all the qualifications to everybody. So anyway, I'll move on to the next cue. This is a good question which I really like and that you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of, so I thought I would cover it. Basically, they said, what is the difference? What is the main difference between my diet and my training when I'm on prep to my diet and my training when I'm just off prep and I'm not dieting or preparing for bodybuilding competitions? And to be honest, the only difference, the absolute only difference is that on prep, I eat less calories. I love training, whether I'm on prep or off prep. The way Shredded by Science have done my training has meant that I haven't got weaker on prep or anything. I've actually got stronger, which is awesome. And yeah, so it's literally that I eat less food, so you're gonna be seeing a lot of food soon. I also seem to have been getting a lot of questions about supplements. So guys, if you want me to do a video on the supplements I take, and I'll explain the scientific reasonings, of course, behind why I take them, then please do leave a comment below, like this video, and then I will do just that. This one is saying, do I have cheat days / weekends / meals if I'm not on prep? And my answer is absolutely not. I think calling it a cheat is so mentally unhealthy. It literally makes you think like after you've had your meal you've effed everything up, and yeah, as it says, that you've cheated on whatever you're supposed to be doing. This is supposed to be a healthy lifestyle. You shouldn't be throwing unhealthy words around like cheat. That just makes it sound like what you're doing is bad. So I by no means use the term cheat in either a cheat meal, a cheat day, or a cheat weekend. I don't know who the friggin' hell has a cheat weekend, but don't do that. When I'm off prep, I'll have untracked meals where I just won't track the macros, but obviously I am on prep at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. I have done that before I ever started prep, and it's something that I'm definitely going to continue with because it works extremely well. I definitely find, and I know a lot of other people find it really useful, because you're able to go out to eat without having to worry about tracking the macros, and you're able to just kind of have whatever you want. But to be honest, I would probably still be sensible in this situation. I don't personally enjoy the extremely calorie dense meals. I don't know, that's just me, and I never have. My thing is puddings. I can have the most calorie dense pudding and easily have another one. So I just have a crazy sweet tooth. And then another question which is kind of similar to this, I guess, is somebody asking me about carb cycling. Do I carb cycle even when I'm off prep? My answer is I don't even carb cycle when I'm on prep. So I have done it in the past. At the moment I'm not doing it, and it's just not necessary. It depends on personal preference and so many other factors, but mainly the most important thing you need to realize is that your weekly calorie balance is what's going to make up the most important thing. Sorry, a tractor went past. You know, you can tell I'm in the west of England right now, can't you? But anyway, so total calories are the most important, and total calories throughout the week is like the most importantest thing. So basically all you're doing when you're carb cycling is finding a different way of putting yourself in that calorie deficit throughout the whole week. Am I making sense? Let's take it back to basics. Okay, so total calories in the week, let's pretend that it's 20,000. So let's pretend someone's total calories are 20,000. They can either obviously have, oh god, why did I choose a bad number? They can either obviously divide that by 7 and have that amount of calories every single day, or they can have like 5,000 calories one day and then 1,000 calories on another day, and then they have 14,000 calories to play around with for the rest of the week. I don't even know, like I have totally just used really complicated numbers, and obviously I can't write it down right now, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that's cycling your calories. Essentially carb cycling is the exact same thing, but you're just doing it with carbs and not with necessarily your total calories. You may increase fats one day. I don't know, I'll do a whole video on carb cycling because this is getting really complicated now. Lol, someone's exact words. Are you planning to get implants? What are you trying to say? Hello guys, so it is now many days later, and I'm gonna answer some more questions. So I'm sorry about the delay on this Q&A. So I had my competition and stuff, and now it is Tuesday. I am so lost, but I keep forgetting that this isn't a vlog, so let's get to the questions. A lot of the questions have been about cheat meals and cheat days. Now I know I covered this earlier in this video, but yeah, as I said, I don't have cheat. I think the word cheat is a very negative word. As I've said, I have untracked meals, and I have obviously like after competition day I won't track for a couple of days, but just if you're just like a normal person living their daily life, something that I advise, and if you don't track macros, is just have a couple of treats every now and then. Maybe go for a meal out where you're just kind of, you let loose every now and then, but obviously if you do it over a long period of time and you do it often, then that's when you're going to stop seeing results. And this light is incredibly bad, and I'm going to go close that blind. So yeah, that's when you'll be preventing yourself from making progress. But if you do it every so often, and by that I mean be sensible with it, obviously don't have a bad time, just make sure that you're happy and that you're enjoying life, and that 80-90% of the time you're eating well and nutritious foods and you're eating enough, because I can't even emphasize how important it is to eat enough, because so many young girls in particular do not eat enough. I've been a victim of this in the past. You need to eat a lot of food, a lot more than what you think. Like for me at the moment, my calories are going to be going way above 2,000 calories per day. That's just the bare kind of average that the government puts up. There's also been quite a lot of questions about rest days. So what do I do on my rest day? On my rest day, I've made YouTube videos about this before, but like I try to stay as productive as I can. I get as many emails as I can done, I get work done. But at the moment in my training, I'm only training 4 days a week, so I have 3 rest days a week. I don't do any cardio, as I mentioned before. I personally am not a fan of cardio, but I think I am going to say to my coaches that I want to start doing cardio once a week, just because I want to get my cardiovascular fitness up, because I do think that if I'm doing a little bit of cardio, it's going to help my weight training, because my general cardiovascular fitness is going to be better. So I really like this. Top 5 tips for being successful. So number 1 is scheduling your time. You can waste a lot of time if you just take like 10 minutes here and there just scrolling through your phone. If you do this like 7 times a day, that's over an hour wasted, and I know that I probably do that a lot more than I should. So if you schedule your time into like half-hour blocks, then that's a really good way to remain productive. I like to schedule in time where I'm just gonna chill, so I know that after 7 I really don't like to work. For me, I'm just not productive in the evenings. I'm most productive kind of after I've been to the gym in the morning. So for about 3 hours there, that's when I can get as much work as possibly done. And I know that personally I like to train in the mornings. Obviously when I'm at uni I can't do this, but that's that. So second tip for being successful is do what you want to do. So many people get stuck in dead-end jobs and they're not happy and they hate it, but they just feel like they need to stay there because it's all they know, or because they're scared of the unknown. No, you just need to do it. You need to live your life, because I have been in that job. Obviously I'm only 19 years old, so I'm not going to be some life guru here, but this is just me speaking on my own personal experience and things that I've heard from other people as well. I was working in a FTSE 250 asset management company and I was incredibly unhappy. It was a job where if I'd have stayed, I could have earned millions of pounds and I could have been very, very, very rich, because let's be honest, the bonuses people get in those companies is just absurd. Like I would hear what my managers were getting, and it was just like ridiculous amounts of money. But I wasn't happy, so I quit and I started pursuing what I wanted to do. I then changed the degree that I was supposed to be doing at uni, because basically I deferred my entry to, obviously September just gone, so I basically took a year out after I finished my A-levels to go and work in this company. But I quit the company early. It was supposed to be a 12-month contract, but I quit after 8 months because I was unhappy. And so I was supposed to be studying economics and politics at university, but I changed my degree. I changed it to business administration because I am an entrepreneur and that business administration will be much better suited to my future. So yeah, just do what you want to do and take control of your life. Tip 3 is don't give a crap what other people think. I have had people mocking me, bullying me, taking the absolute mick out of me for everything that I'm doing, and now these people are the ones coming to me asking me for advice. Enough said. Tip number 4, don't be upset if it's taking you longer than what you want. Success doesn't happen overnight. I have had my page on Instagram now for almost 2 years, and only in the past 8 months I'd say is that everything for me has been kind of going well and it's been kicking off. And I've had my YouTube for pretty much that whole time as well, and my YouTube only in the past literally I'd say month or so has started to actually pick up. And I'm sorry, but how cute is this? So just know that it takes time and that it's not going to happen overnight, and that you need to be consistent with it. And yeah, number 5 is going to be just be consistent. Day in, day out, you need to be smashing what you want. You need to, if it's something like this, what I'm doing, so if you want success within the fitness industry, for example, you need to be consistent. You need to be posting content every single day, and on Instagram you need to be posting like 2-3 times a day, on YouTube at least once a week, and on Snapchat several times a day, Twitter several times a day. You need to be putting stuff out there, and you need to be kind of giving value to people. So that's going to be my top 5 tips, and that is going to end this Q&A. Guys, if you like this Q&A, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and also I'm sorry that this Q&A may have kind of dragged a little bit. I don't know, I'm going to watch the footage back and probably cut down loads of it, because I can imagine that this has gone on for quite long. I feel like it's gone on for so long, but that's only because I started filming it last week. But I have had a good idea, because the YouTube live video that I did for my competition went down really well. So I'm thinking I might do a live Q&A, because I never look at these questions before I answer them, but to kind of show you guys even more that everything that I say kind of comes off the top of my head, I'd love to do a live Q&A, and so that as the questions pop up, I can answer the questions for you guys. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, please leave a comment below. Say kind of what time of the day would be good or something. I may do it on like a Sunday evening or something, because people aren't really working then, or maybe just like an evening during the week. But if you'd like that, yeah, just let me know. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Love you guys loads. Peace out.